my own time. I can never be late cause I'm always on my own vibe. Look at my watch, me on my own time. When it comes to the job, please believe that I'm on.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Juicebox Entertainment. I'm your girl, Miss Liz.
My name is IrvinUrban. What's the deal, y'all? I'm happy to be here. My girl Liz got me to come out and be a part of this Juicebox Entertainment podcast, man. So it's a good look. I appreciate you having me here.
Oh, thanks, Irv. This is my guy. We went to school together, which is always great. That's what the teacher said. He always said, get to know your classmate because you never know who you might meet, or you never know who's going to be who.
Exactly. And what's crazy is that, like, me and her, we studied at Valley College over here in Valley Village, man. I guess it's Van Nuys, Valley Village. There's so many damn cities that they want to connect it with. It's Valley Glen, all that, right?
The Valley.
It's the Valley, man. But, you know, like, my girl Liz and I, we were both out there. We both studied broadcasting, and we've come a long way since, man, because you know, she's doing her thing here. She's got her own podcast, and I've been like following her for years now. So
no, you're doing your thing. You're on that. What is the TV? No, it's the TV podcast.
So I host a podcast for the Kids Sports Network, and it's basically like a show focused on the youth, and you know, it demonstrates like the type of sports that they're a part of. We take like kids that are like big in major cities, and they basically come on our show. We interview them and just you know, drop knowledge on them. They talk about what they do. You know,
it's 2020. Any New Year's resolutions? I used to have a lot of New Year's resolutions, but I decided no, I'm gonna keep them to myself. Write them down. Okay. Because when I write them down and check them off, it seems like it works better instead of me telling you what I'm doing.
And I was actually going to say the same thing, because I think a lot of people, when they put them out there, it's like they end up giving up like after like 2 weeks or something, right? That's what you're saying. They see a lot of people like,
I'm not going to smoke weed. Okay, but not this time after this.
Let me grab the street real quick, and then they're doing it, right? It's wild. So, I mean,
did you see R. Kelly's girlfriends have a fight?
No.
Well, oh my God. You know about the R. Kelly situation?
No, what's the deal with that? I mean, I just know he pissed on a couple girls, and they did the Lifetime thing.
Oh my God. Okay, what about Nick Gordon? The guy who used to date Bobby Christina, he passed away.
Yeah, I heard about that. So that happened like, what, last week?
Yeah, he passed away.
That's
30
crazy.
years old. Isn't that crazy?
It's ironic the way it went down too, you know what I'm saying? Because like, all right, well, it's been like, what, a couple of years now since like Bobby Christina died?
Yes, I think it was 20, I wrote it down, was it 2014, 2015?
Yeah, sometime around there.
Like a few years
ago.
It's
definitely like a few years after Whitney died, so... you know, and I know he was like the center of attention when that happened, because people were thinking that he did it.
Right, they think he had something to do with it, but actually, well, I don't know if he really did it, but because there was a history. They were dating.
Yeah, there was a history.
The way she was found, and all of this, but they were basically doing drugs together. Yeah, they were doing drugs together. It was such a sad situation, and now here he is dying of drugs.
And weren't they saying that also? Well, weren't they saying also that he had like he had abused her a couple of times, so that's why people were thinking that maybe he did something, or he was like, you know, involved in the way she like died or whatever. I mean, and, you know, and people are gonna say what they're gonna say. I think her family
I just feel like
was really against him too.
Well, I don't know if her family was against him.
I heard the grandmother
Whitney Houston, it was like her godson or something like that, and she brought him into the home. Okay. I think it was
the grandma. It was Whitney's mom.
Everyone was mad but what do you expect? You bringing some young man into the home, he's really not the family member. You know, somebody's gonna like someone. So I mean, she liked him. It's not like she was out dating a whole bunch of guys. She was actually in love with this guy.
True.
She really was, and people were mad. Bobby Brown was mad, but I don't like to get into all the family business, but it's just sad that he did have a family, and he died in Florida, and his brother was there, and his whole family, and it's just like, rest in peace, Nick.
So did they say, really quick before we get off the topic, because, you know, R.I.P. to him and his family, I mean, R.I.P. to him and condolences to his family, but my question is, like, how do they find him? Like, did they find him, like in his room? Like, I mean, because I didn't see, I just read that he had passed away or whatever, but I didn't know, like, the full details as far as how it happened.
Well, the brother said that he had spoken to him earlier that day.
Okay.
But then later on, he said his dad called and said he was at the hospital. I don't know exactly how the showdown went down, but that's what happened. And he said he was there holding his brother when he took his last breath and stuff like that. So
that's crazy, man.
It is. It's very sad.
Yeah, man. Especially, like, I mean,
30 years old.
I mean, like, dang. Like, I'm. Wow. Yeah. I mean, you know, it sucks, man.
It is. Donald Trump.
Oh God. What's the deal with that dude right now? I mean, he's going.
I want to talk about Donald Trump, but I don't, because I just don't want to.
Get so like heated about it,
riled up, and and then become this whole big old political, and I'm cussing everyone out.
I understand that.
All this, everything.
I feel the same way, man. Like, because I feel the same way. I feel like politics is similar to like religion, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those topics that if you talk about it with somebody, you sometimes can have your own views on it, and then next thing you know, you could just be sharing something, and the next person like will jump on you because they're probably against it or whatever, you know. So that's what with me, man. I'm always like cautious when it comes to stuff like that because I don't know how the other person's gonna react. Me personally, I'm open as far as like, you know, I'll talk about religion in that sense, like, and just this, hear me out here. When I hear people talk to me about religion, I'm like, it's cool, like, you know, I don't mind hearing you out. It's a different thing though when you're trying to get me to convert to it though, like, you know, like, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, power to you though. If that's your religion, that's your God, whatever it is, that's cool, man. As long as you ain't hurting anybody, you know, it's all good.
What? You believe in what you believe, and I believe what I believe, and it's all good. Hey, as long as you know that there is a higher being, it doesn't matter Allah, Buddha, what's the other one?
I mean, you know, everybody has something to believe in, so.
I mean, but that's what makes the world go round. We all can't think the same. People like people to follow them. I'm not like that. I like to think outside the box. Like, I'm not getting ready to follow the leader. Gotcha. I just can't.
And you really are a leader, because look, man, you've been leading this thing for the past few years now, and like I said, this is impressive as hell. So, good for you, man. Kudos to you.
Yes, let's get it, let's get it.
So, speaking about news, though, I know we talked about Trump and all that. So, you know, switching gears now, that's what's going on with the world. But let's talk about our previous president, Mr. Barack Obama.
Okay.
How's he doing these days? I heard he still keeps in touch with Beyonce. Jay.
Well, he does.
Yeah.
Like,
I just felt like it was a fresh
cool
thing.
President. He was smoking joints back in the day, right? Obama, like, yo, what's up? Like,
I just felt like it was a fresh thing to have, like, somebody like on the other side of the office. You know what I'm saying? Like
someone cool.
Someone
relaxed,
cool, man.
laid back.
Yeah.
What about now? Who do you think we're gonna get now?
Oh man, I mean, shit, someone better than Donald Trump. That's for sure. I hope so.
Who's running? Who?
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. Man.
And here they go talking about an impeachment. What does that mean? He's still in office.
Yeah.
That's like the police officers.
Oh man.
They're still in the office and they're still doing their dirt, but they're still in office.
So what do you think about the whole police officer thing, man? Like, I mean, just like and when I say police officer, you know, I'm talking about because here's what I want to say.
Okay.
Police, I want to say is because I'm not putting the blame on all those guys.
Okay.
I put the blame on certain individuals that just don't follow the rules and they want to take things in their own way. I mean, they want to take matters into their own hands in that sense, where, you know, like they're doing all kinds of like shady-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like I think about, you know, like they're harassing folks every day, probably. You know, I mean, we wouldn't really know about it unless it's in the news, but it seemed like the last few years, man, we saw a lot of shit on TV. And I'm not saying it's everybody. I'm not saying all the officers, because there's some. But I mean, there's some good officers out there. You know, there are some policemen that are really good.
There's definitely some good officers out there, but it's always the bad ones that make the good ones look bad.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's unfortunate.
One thing that I have learned that my mom always said, it's sad that the good people have to suffer with the bad, and it's sad.
Because I know, like sometimes, like when we watch the news, you know, we do kind of see like all the negativity. You know what I'm saying? We'll see the cop that did something to the other person, and you know. But when do we also see like the good cops that actually do positive things? You know, and it's very rare when you see it.
Because they're all displayed as
a negative thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a negative person that's doing something bad. It's wild, man. But you know, and like I said, it's just a crazy thing, man. The world we're living in today. All kinds of stuff is going on. Shit,
okay, so speaking of all the things that's going on, we're going to talk about this little Me Too movement thingy. So it's a whole lot of Me Too movement going around.
Yeah, for sure.
From, what's his name? Harvey Weinstein.
Kevin Spacey was he involved? Well, I think he was involved with kids or something. Or
what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and I guess that's a whole different thing. But
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, I heard he was in the news for something because he was involved with like a minor or something. I don't know what happened with that. I haven't kept up with it.
Before we talk about
we're talking about Hollywood in general, I guess, right? Just all kinds of shit going on.
No, we were talking about...
okay, Russell Simmons was involved in the Me Too movement.
Russell Simmons, that's one of the things I was going to talk about, and then I was going to talk about R. Kelly, because we're bringing this back to the R. Kelly and all this documentary, these series that they have going on, which his wife, ex-wife, decided to participate in. So now she's having an issue with them having... What is this, a third documentary or a second? It might be a second. I don't know. It's so many documentaries going on.
Yeah, so much going on R. Kelly. I mean, and anyway, the Lifetime thing was crazy, right?
I didn't watch it. I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to watch it because it's just all these stories, and I feel like if they were going to do, they should have done something when the whole Aaliyah thing took place.
Yeah.
It should have been shut down then. But instead of it being shut down, it was thrown under the rug.
Yeah.
And it should have been taken very seriously. But previous to her, it was things going on in Chicago that they say. This is allegedly. I wasn't there, but hearsay says, you know, this has been going on.
Yeah.
However, he has two young women that he's been dating young for the last few years.
And those are the ones. I think those are the ones that they're saying that are very like pro R. Kelly. Like
they were pro R. Kelly. But
anymore.
One just broke free and decided to get her mind right. Thank you, Jesus. When she got with him, she was like 17 years old.
Wow.
And two of the it just all took place on the internet where she just broke down. She started texting because they weren't allowed to watch the documentary.
Oh, really?
So one of the girls actually saw the documentary, and she lost her mind. She was hot.
Oh, wow.
The video, I should have showed you the video.
So this is a video that's online right now. So it's surfaced online, and she's
it's actually on Juicebox Entertainment.
There you go. So if you want us to spill the juice, check out juiceboxentertainment.com. You'll find it there for sure.
Yeah. So they actually got in a whole big old brawl, and then one of the girls pressed charges against the other. She went to jail. She bailed out. Of course, they let her out.
Okay.
But the bottom line is, here you are fighting over R. Kelly. But I'm so glad the young lady decided to go home. It wasn't over R. Kelly. It's just she finally saw the documentary, and I think she just had a breakdown. She probably realized he'd been playing me all the time. Like she was saying online, he's been lying to y'all. He's been lying. And he got people like me lying for him. So she was hot.
Yeah.
So
and you know what's crazy? Like going back to like the Lifetime thing. I know you said you didn't watch it, but now I haven't watched the entire thing myself. I know that I did watch like certain portions of it though, and the one I saw that I thought was crazy was the Aaliyah thing. Because going back to Aaliyah, you're right. They should have shut that thing down when they found out that they were together. So I'm watching the Lifetime thing though, and the part I saw was I don't know if it was like the one of the hairstylists or maybe basically somebody that was part of R. Kelly's team, or it could have been Aaliyah's team too. You know, I can't recall, but I just remember that person. It was a female. She walked in on both R. Kelly and Aaliyah. And I mean, and she said she was shocked or whatever, but I mean, I just can't remember like what it was.
You were shocked to do what? Like, didn't say anything. You just thought it was. But at that time, how long ago was that though? Like, was that when she was underage?
When she was underage. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so I don't remember if she said she like walked in on him like doing it, or they had just finished or whatever. But I know for a fact she had like seen him. So I was like, but if you see something like that, like
why wouldn't you report that?
Yeah.
And so now we have someone coming up stating, "Oh, I was the one who went to get the ID and I signed, I forged the signature." You should be in damn jail.
Yeah. Because
you are part of the problem.
Yep.
But it's not just, should we have Paul Walker, who was, even though, rest in peace, bro, he was dating underage girls. But nobody's making a big deal out of that. Like, yeah, his girlfriend was dating a couple of 16-year-olds.
Oh, damn. Okay, I mean.
It goes on. Elvis Presley.
Right.
I'm saying this has been going on for years. It really has. I'm like, and some of these parents, not all parents, but some of these parents and some of these young girls, some young girls come from a broken home. So it's easy to persuade them. And that's how all this stuff is getting
them to follow these guys in that sense.
Yes, because they're looking for a better life. They're looking up to these guys, and it's like, oh, he can take care of me, this, that, and the third. He's older. Yeah.
Okay. And you know what's going on? Leo, like when she passed away, it was like 2001. So I was like literally in middle school when that happened. I mean, I follow her music because, you know, my sister was older than me. She's 35, and during that time, you know, back in the day, she was bumping all the hits, all the jams, back and forth and all that. So I listened to her music. I just didn't really keep up with her like the way my sister did.
Right, so. But it was really a sad situation because she was really a hot little young artist.
Yeah, man. And she, you know, she was. I mean, she already had came up, obviously, but you know, like the fact that like it happened when things were getting better. I mean, things were getting better. I mean, that last album was really good, man. Like the Rock the Boat joint was gonna literally change all kinds of stuff for her, man. I mean, it could have made it even bigger than what she was already. You know?
Life is a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Anyway,
moving on.
Shifting gears, man.
Okay, yeah, shifting gears to we're gonna move away from the Me we move away from the Me Too movement.
Okay.
Russell Simmons.
Okay, so I heard his story. I actually read it too. So
what was his story or the women's
story?
It
was the woman's story.
What they say. So this is the thing.
Yo, I ain't gonna say nothing because I ain't trying to catch no heat.